Welcome to your Thirst Network Daily Report. I'm your host, David Pollack. On this Thursday, September 21st, here's what everyone's talking about today. Attorney General Merrick Garland testified on Capitol Hill on Wednesday in front of the House Judiciary Committee, where he was grilled over the FBI targeting of Catholic churches and undercover agents infiltrating mass services. When asked to explain why the DOJ was using the power of the federal government to target worshipers, Garland claimed he couldn't give a definition of traditional Catholic. Here's Congressman Jeff Van Drew questioning Garland now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Attorney General. Following your confirmation, Americans were promised they were getting a focused, nonpartisan to lead their federal law enforcement. I had my doubts back then. And the last 2 years have more than confirmed, in my mind, those fears. Do you agree that traditional Catholics are violent extremists, yes or no?
Let me answer what you've said in that long list of I'll be happy to answer all of those.
Attorney General, I control the time. I'm going to ask you to answer the questions I asked.
You controlled time by asking me a substantial number of things. And
I didn't ask you those things. I made a statement. Attorney General, through the chair, I ask you, do you agree that traditional Catholics are violent extremists?
I have no idea what the traditional means here.
Catholics that go to church.
May I answer your question?
Yes or no?
The idea that someone with my family background would discriminate against any religion is so outrageous, so absurd.
Mr. Attorney General, it was your FBI that did this. It was your FBI that was sending, and we have the memos, we have the emails, we're sending undercover agents into Catholic churches.
Both I and the director of the FBI have said that we were appalled. Have said that we were appalled by that memo.
So then you agree that they're not extremists?
We were appalled by that memo.
Are they extremists or not, Attorney General?
I think that...
Are they extremists or not, Attorney General?
Everything in that memo is
Are they extremists or not? I'm asking a simple question. Say no if you think that was wrong.
Catholics are not extremists. No.
Was anyone fired for drafting and circulating the anti-Catholic memo?
You have in front of you the inspection division's investigation.
Just tell me yes or no, please.
I don't know.
We have no time.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Do you agree that parents attending school board meetings should be categorized? Should parents that go to school board meetings and are very vocal about their kids' education, should they be classified as domestic terrorists?
Of course not. And my memo made clear that vigorous objections to policies in schools are protected by the First Amendment.
The president this week accused you, not the president himself, his staff, and it was in the Wall Street Journal, and it was leaked out, of mismanaging the Hunter Biden probe. Do you agree? Yes or no? It was in the Wall Street Journal article. I'm not saying that.
I'm sorry. Do I agree with the Wall Street Journal?
Yes. And the information they released that said you botched this probe.
Yeah, I think I have dealt with the Hunter Biden investigation in the way I've told this.
Mr. Chairman, I yield my remaining time to you.
Garland also questioned about showing favoritism towards the Biden family. At the start of the hearing, House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan accused Garland and the Justice Department of showing preferential treatment towards Hunter Biden, the president's son, while targeting former President Donald Trump with 2 federal indictments. Jordan claimed that Garland handpicked David Weiss as his special counsel in the Hunter Biden probe because he knew he will protect Joe Biden. Representative Mike Johnson said Attorney General Garland was true to form today. He said he couldn't recollect speaking to anyone at the FBI about Hunter Biden investigations. He said FBI whistleblowers aren't truthful. It's clear why 65% of Americans don't trust his DOJ. Still have your global warming decorations out? Well, it's time to get ready for the seasonal narrative shift to climate change. That's right, the country is starting to cool off from an unseasonably warm summer. And to commemorate the change in weather, President Joe Biden used his executive authority to create a New Deal-style American Climate Corps, a new initiative designed to train 20,000 young people on career pathways in the growing fields of clean energy, conservation, and climate resilience. According to the White House, young people trained by the American Climate Corps will be put to work conserving and restoring our lands and waters, bolstering community resilience, deploying clean energy, implementing energy-efficient technologies, and, of course, advancing environmental justice. If you didn't know, environmental justice is one of those nice-sounding phrases used to suggest that the historical environmental policy is what? Racist. In another battle against climate change, the Biden administration announced that it would be launching $4.6 billion in competitive grants to fund state, local, and tribal programs aimed at cutting climate pollution. The Climate Pollution Reduction Grants Program, which is spearheaded by the EPA, is a $5 billion program created under the Inflation Reduction Act. The latest announcement releases a second round of funding from the program to help states fund proposals for a wide range of programs billed as leading to lower carbon pollution. The EPA made $250 million available to states earlier this year to help them develop these climate action plans. The program is intentionally broad to give states the flexibility on how they want to tackle climate pollution. Turning to the economy, Federal Reserve officials voted to hold interest rates steady at a 22-year high and signaled they were prepared to raise rates once more this year to combat inflation. With economic activity stronger than anticipated, most officials also expected they would need to keep interest rates near their current level through next year, according to projections released Wednesday at the conclusion of their two-day policy meeting. Reports indicate that despite President Biden's claims of inflation coming down, the Consumer Price Index showed prices surging upwards again. The crisis at the border continues to worsen, but in addition to the lack of housing for migrant families in some of America's largest cities, problems continue to grow in border states as well. According to the Daily Wire, a Texas land developer has established a sprawling settlement north of Houston where thousands of illegal immigrants are believed to have settled, raising concerns among experts and elected officials that the development 400 miles in the interior of the United States could become a strategic asset for cartels. Located in Liberty County, Texas, near the small town of Plum Grove, the Colony Ridge development is a sprawling community that is now over 60 square miles and nearly the size of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Its population is estimated to be anywhere between 50,000 and 75,000 people, and it is growing rapidly thanks to a marketing plan targeted at Texas's Hispanic population. Christian Collins, a conservative activist who is running for Texas's 8th congressional district, said a real estate developer has created a third world city right here in Texas for thousands of illegal aliens. The developer, Trey Harris, gives illegals direct home loans so they don't need social security numbers. It's also full of gang activity and has become a strategic hub for Mexican cartels. The report also says its population could soon reach 200,000.